down there. They both operate from this touchscreen, or push button, I'm sorry. You got 3 different modes. You got manual mode, EFO mode, and local mode. The EFO mode is basically final denial. If you get a gate runner and somebody comes through and you want the barriers to come up fast, you just hit the EFO button, boom, they pop up in about a second and a half, they're up. The local mode is for when we're performing maintenance down on the barriers. If you don't want anybody pushing any buttons up here while you're working in the barrier, you can put them into local mode, and then that locks this system out completely. The only way the barriers can be ran is from the control panel down there by the barriers. The manual mode is for after you press the EFO button. That's how you lower the barriers, or while you're doing your weekly test or monthly test, or however you guys decide to do the testing of the barriers. There is an overwatch control that you have an EFO button in that's down behind the barriers. The only way that that runs is you have to enable it from this key switch right here. If it's off, of course, the EFO button down there won't work. If it's on, it's gonna work. You also have, 4 additional EFO buttons. You got one right out here on this wall. You got one on that post right there, and then you got 2 over in the CBI building. After that EFO is pressed, the only way that you can lower the barriers is from right here. You can't lower them from over there or down there or anything like that. Once you hit the EFO, in order to get the barriers down, you have to hit the EFO reset. Once the reset is hit, the light up here that will go out. Then you have to turn your keys into manual mode, and then you can close the barriers, which we'll demonstrate. And that's the same way if you hit EFO out there, somebody either have to call back here or walk over here to hit the switch. You have your wrong way loops. If you have a car that's coming in this way, when it hits the loops, you will have an alarm sound to let you know, hey, somebody's coming in the wrong way. Do what you need to do, press the button, go out or stop, whatever you need to do. The way to turn off that alarm is hit this alarm button right here. It's a alarm silence. You just hit that and it'll cut the alarm off. Other than that, that's pretty much, and you got the check barrier lights right here. We have a proximity switch inside the barrier that if it gets filled up with water or it gets debris or anything on there, that proximity switch will detect it. This light will go off telling you which barrier it is in for you to go down there and take a look inside of it to see what's wrong with the barrier. That way nothing gets in the way of it running or it filling up with water, it floods it and causes something to short out. That's about it right here for this push button. That's all the operations that it does. We can go through it one by one if everybody wants to get to run it if they want, or we can just do it one at a time. It doesn't matter, but we can show you the operation of the barriers. That's what you want to do. Like I said, for the EFO, to run it, the EFO switches in EFO. You just flip open your lid, and then you press the button. Once you press the button, the light will go on. There's a 3-second delay for the barriers to come up. What will happen is your wigwag lights will turn on, your traffic light will go from flashing yellow to red, and then your barriers will deploy. Once your barriers are deployed, it'll tell you right here the entrance and the exits are closed. Then I know some people have difficulty with that. Closed means that the lane is closed off, that the barriers are up. Open means that the lane is open and you can proceed through. Once the barriers are up, you just shut the lid and then you hit the EFO reset, the light went out. That's how you know that the EFO is no longer active. You switch your keys back into manual, and then you just give an open command on both barriers. Your lights will go out, they'll change. Once the barriers get down, they'll go back green. Your lights will go back to flashing yellow. Right now in the manual mode, you can run these singly without in the EFO. You can put the entrance up. Now the entrance is closed and the exit's open, so if you need to control traffic, you can do it that way too. Same thing with lowering it. As I said, in local mode, this locks this out. This will no longer work up here. You can hit the buttons all you want. Doesn't matter what you do. That thing ain't gonna go. It locks it out that way. Maintenance guys down there don't get hurt or killed. Same thing with the EFO. If you try running the EFO in local mode, it won't go. If you try running in manual mode, it won't go. The only way that you can do the EFO is when that key is in EFO. You can also do the EFO singly. Say if you just wanna run the entrance in EFO and only run that one up and leave the exit down, you can. You just gotta make sure that you have the switch in the right position. See now the entrance is closed, but the exit is still open. Same thing with getting it down, you just hit reset, turn that one back into manual, and then open the barrier. Any questions? None?
Yes.
Yes?